Um, I want to check out. So if you someone posting anything on the chat, had a little bit of technical delays. So if someone is here or somebody is in the chat, if somebody can write something to me, just want to make sure I got everything right. Hello. Why? Oh, there he is. Hi, Masunik. Rashid, hi. I didn't see the. Yeah, I was planning. Just so you know, first of all, to give you a little bit of news. I had my first plastic surgery. Hi, Rauna. Hi, Ghislaine, I believe. I don't know how to pronounce it. I had my first plastic surgery, so they dropped the lip down a little bit, and I was able to kind of like talk a little bit more. All right, thank you, Masumne. I think I pronounced it right. If I'm not, can excuse me for it. So I was planning to do this for the group for the Iam Twin Flame on the Facebook for a while. Hi, Noreen. That's better. I thought you were looking good. Oh, hi, Christine. Long time. Hi, Ximena. Thank you. And because the group Iam Twin Flame started as a project quite a few years back, all right, I will call you G, okay? And started that group as a project, and I see that we are growing. The idea for this group is to take the people. Hi, Nia. And to take the group Iam Twin Flame to be out in the public, because back then in the days, everything about, hi, Jenny. Everything was about hidden. Everything was about, I need to adjust a little bit so you guys can see me better. Let's see if I'm gonna be able to do this. Try to get the phone to the position that, is that better? I think that's better, right? There you go. That's better. And I wanted to make it this video that I'm doing it right now for quite a while, because back then everything is a twin flame. Everyone is a twin flames. Was basically in the secret rooms. A lot of the people were hiding. A lot of people were scared. Rather, the people was they didn't want to admit to themselves that first of all they would love somebody else, and there was a lot of things that were hanging up out of the unknown. And since the group, this is one of the public groups that it's out and open. It doesn't have a secret. Everything that it's posted on that group, Iam Twin Flame, everything it's public. And yes, hi, Asman. Yeah, everything is public and everything is out in the open. And I see that a lot of the people are getting the benefits. A lot of the people are getting the positive things. For quite a while, I didn't have a really time to pay attention to the group. I just let it grow. And I see that the growth right now, you see the fruit. This is like I put up a tree and let the tree grow. And I see that this tree is growing, and it's growing every day and even more and more. That's mean that for the time that the group got originated, right now after a few years, we've seen finally the fruits that the people finally begin to walk on that road, on that path of the twin flame. Um, Hi, Kea. Hi, Dejit. And I see that the people got much better in their life. That's so many people, but I like to say thank you for all the admins. And I like to say thank you to all the people who I see in the room trying to help, trying to give and advices, trying to gives you a hand when you're down, trying to give you a hand of better understanding of the journey as a twin flame, and trying to give you some more and more benefits. That so that is the reason that today I'm here just for this group. That's why I didn't post this live event any other place. I only place it there. Um, Hi Jenny. Just 1 minute, I will answer your question. Uh, um, and that's why I'm here for you. As always, has been that when I started on the journey, was about the people. It's all about to help the people. Trying to get my chat back up. I flew halfway around the world to Atlanta to meet my twin flame. An hour before I landed, he said the car was broken, was never meant to accept all and all its learning. Um, Jenny, let me tell you something about the twin flames. That's mine's gonna shock you. The real twin flame will accept you as who you are. The one you think is a twin flame, he doesn't have the same flame. He might have something similar, he may have something close enough, but it's never enough to fully accept you. The acceptance of the twin flame begins first in the soul, and the acceptance begins with God, universe involved. Because a lot of us, we think someone is the twin flame, but the twin flame comes in when a universe, God, is involved. And that power of the universe, of God, it helps you to accept, first, you to accept who your twin flame is. The second of all is accept, it helps them to accept what the truth is. And then the real truth, it happens into to be what the reality is. And yes, it's a God's plan. And you never know who is the really twin flame until that third part, the God's part. It doesn't come into a force. A lot of us think, oh, this might be my twin flame, that might be my twin flame, that might be the twin flame. The twin flame will do the actions and the acceptance as who you are. They will unconditionally, hi Riley, they will unconditionally accept you as who you are. And from that unconditional acceptance, it begins the journey of unification. How this is going to be, how that's going to be. There's going to be some issues. There's going to be some parts. We just talk about it that you're going to see how the rest of the world is going to be gray, and you see your twin flame in colors. And that's why the things when you evolve as a twin flame, it's going to get better. Over the time, it's going to get better. You're going to find your place under the sun. And when you find a place and you find a person, what is going to happen? And that is the inner peace of the soul. Once that inner peace of the soul walks in together with you and your twin flame, that is the time when you really, really accept your twin flame. The rest of the part, of course, it has to be worked out, but that part, that's going to be the unbreakable bond within the soul. That is something that a lot of the people, they're learning at the beginning. Um, and that's what that is. What is the highest cost of the immigration? Let me tell you something. When you have a twin flame who is on the other side of the world, about immigration, you can do anything on this earth. Love cannot prevent you of something. You have to understand that if for some reason, somehow, your twin flame cannot be with you, if you're in the United States, they don't give them a visa and all that stuff, what you can do, there is always a plenty of countries where you can go. Maybe you should have to go to your twin flame, not your twin flame to come over. That is the overcoming of the ego. Maybe that's what's stopping you. What kind of highest cost? I mean, the government stuff, it's a government stuff. Mary, that part, there is nothing you can do about it. But what you can do is set yourself out and go to your twin flame. What if your twin flame keeps marrying other people? Maybe that's not your twin flame. Okay? Because if that was your twin flame, if they keep marrying other people, they're trying to either running from the reality that that's you, they don't accept you. But if they don't accept you, that's mean it's not divine time yet. God has not knock on their heads and tell them, hey, this is your twin flame. That's where you gotta go. I mean, there is nothing you can do about it. That's why some of those cases when you think this or that one, it's my twin flame, that is the part of you think until the third force that originate your soul comes in and it tells you and it tells them, and then all three of you got into a union in the soul. Only then you will understand what really twin flame is. So what you can do if you're in a long distance relationship, you can do a lot of things. And my twin flame and I are actually doing very awesome. Once the once all karmics are gone. The karmic relationship, once a really, really divine is going to be interfered apart, the karmic relationship, it's going to fade out. What I mean by that, it's fade out. You're going to feel it like fake. We were talking about today about this. It's going to be empty with no purpose. It's going to have no more purpose in the future. And when there is no any more purpose in the future, then there will be no purpose in the future. Doesn't matter what you're looking at it, and doesn't matter what's going on. At some point, you have to cross the lines. A lot of the lines you have to cross. At some point, you have to have that a mix of everything of life, and like picture a life like a cup. you have a one cup, let's say like cup like this, and all your situations and what's there inside. And they are like a spoons of very cold ice cream that has all the flavors. And you're trying every flavor because you don't know why. Internet, looking at the internet connection. Hope everything works okay right now. Dejit, you said I'm connected heavily spiritually, 5D connection, strong desire, no 3D contact. No 3D contact for 3 years after he got married in 2018. He's younger than me by 20 years. It has been blessing and a curse. Yes, those blessings and a curse, they have one thing. It's either a blessing or a curse. One thing for sure, it's a lesson. And that's why we are learning about this. We are learning with the things that goes on. We are learning with the stuff that's happening. That's why when we walk that road, we find a mind finding more and more stuff. Every road, every place, everything that we go through it. And that's how the things are. So, any other question right now? It has been 8 years long distance. Yeah, well, I know how that goes. You're welcome, Mary. And yeah. Long distance is not easy, but long distance help you to learn how to work it out with the energy. Isn't it the twin flame journey about growing up emotionally? No. No. Cheruch or Seruch, I don't know how to pronounce it. What it does is it's not, hi Ximena, they're not doing with the emotions. We understand that the emotions are something not quite right. Because basic of the emotions, we are taking a completely different turns, because through the emotions, we getting into the programming, the society, the things. What the twin flame is there was a one quote yesterday. Why they asked her, why do you love him? She answered, I find myself in him. The twin flame journey is to find yourself in somebody else. Hi, Elton. And when you find yourself, then you begin to understand the real love. And then you begin to understand what that is. It is about journey of finding yourself. And when you find yourself, you find your real partner, and then you find the real life. And then you will understand and value the things, not from emotional perspective. You value it everything within the soul perspective and within the universe point of view. And that is a journey of, that's what the twin flame is. I missed some few questions. 1 second. How often do you dream your twin flame? Do you communicate in dreams? Do you think real information can be passed like that? Dexter, I talk to her every day. Don't need to be too much dreams. It's different. It's completely different when you find the right person and the universe connects you with it. Just totally different story. Totally different story. The dreams sometimes they can be very kind of like a um, um, disturbing because they coming from your desires. It's got to be very careful with the dreams they happens into, because the dreams through your desires, you think that your twin flames has those desires too. When you find out they don't have the same, then is the problem. Can you be sure if your twin flame, if you ever met them, them online? I had a huge bump in my chest and a message, pay attention. This is important. This is good for you. Lara Costello, hi. You're going to meet your twin flame. Doesn't matter where. Right now, we a lot of us online, and that's how it's more easy to find each other, each one where it is. About finding yourself online, it is what it is. It doesn't matter each way you're going to connect to your twin flame. It's going to be important that when you connect, you're going to have the divine presence. And if the divine presence is not really there, it's only just a energy connection or emotional connection or sexual connection, whatever everything else is. If there is no presence of the universe and you don't feel that connection within the universe, then it's something else, but it's not. Divine time, divine intervention, that's what creates twin flames. Not like the one twin flame, it's all lovely and peacefully and happy. And the other one, it's like silent, ignorant, narcissistic, and so on. Because the silent, narcissistic, and so on, it has nothing to do with love. We're talking about the highest level of love in the soul. And that's not a twin flame. Doesn't matter what you're trying to tell me. Because the silence in the people becomes and turns into aggravation. The aggravation turns to hate. And later on, this hate turns to really something dark that has nothing to do with love. Absolutely nothing. This is the part like the person kill everything good inside of them. So you can't do anything about that. All you gotta do is let them go. Riley, I feel both at peace and lost with this journey. My twin and I dated for 6 months. We've been apart. We've been apart ever since. In February, we admit and acknowledge the connection and so. Riley, that's dating part. What did you do to the dating? It's the question. Did you compare your relationship to other relationships you had before? Probably you did. And that's what the separation is. You can't compare what you have now with what you had before. And that's what it's so important to have communication with your twin flame, because the same you probably compare things in the past is the same he compares the things in the past, but now it's present. You are not his past relationship. He is not your past relationship. It's a brand new connection. It's a brand new thing. It's a brand new world. It's a brand new universe. And that's why this separation has to come in a place in order you to understand this, if it's possible. If it's not, the connection exists all the time, and the connection is beautiful all the time. I feel okay. Hi, Tiffany. How are you? I'm doing okay. I had a plastic surgery, Tiffany, so you kind of like getting better right now. Me and my twin are separation lately, and I saw him in the dreams at staring at me naked. Don't know what that's mean. Maybe you have the desire he to look at you naked. Maybe he has the desire, but you never open up. You never free yourself up. You know the answer. It's inside of you, Riley. Since I let go, I wanted to be in a relationship with him, but don't know where to go from here. You let it go, Riley. You trust the universe. You trust the universe. That's all you need. There is got nothing else you can do about it. Is to trust. Trust that universe. There's nothing else. Hi, Naida. Yes, the journey of finding yourself, healing yourself, heal yourself, and unconditional love. Yes, you got it. Long time deal. What happened with Astroviber? The astrology report, the Astroviber, I haven't done it in a long time. There is a lot of new things I need to put in perspective about astrology. Something hit me after the divine intervention with the universe. It's kind of like hard to look at the astrology because I find out that I was giving what the future is. And when I was given what the future is, that actually didn't help a lot of people. So when I do the Astroviber reports, for some reason, that kind of like put people into a 4D and prevents them to go into the 5D. We're not supposed to know the future. We're not supposed to look into the future. We have to acknowledge in the moment of the present. And that's why when we look into the future, we're trying to create a different reality. And when we create a different reality, we suffer. So if we don't know the future, then you make the connection. You understand what I'm trying to tell you. Can twin flames be the same age and the same star? And how often did this happen? Twin flames can happen between, name it. There is some cases between 25 and 75-year-old. There is some cases that I've been having it between different religions, different races. Name it. It doesn't. It can happen. Can happen same years. They can be born on the same date. It just happens. That doesn't. Is a soulmate different from a twin flame? Oh yeah. Soulmate is someone who, when you are down, they can come in and they can help you. They can connect somehow to you. They can give you energy. They can do your things for you. And the soulmate, if you have a friend like this, or you have a soulmate, someone who is next to you when you need them, even for advice or for support, that is something very great if you do that. That is something you can't really get into it. You gotta be proud if you have a soulmate. But don't misunderstand it when you have a soulmate or you have a twin flame. Each one you have to choose. You can't find the divine. When the divine comes in, it gives you the energy for it. You are there is no way you can find that. If you fight it, then nothing good comes to you. Nothing. Your life turns to a mess. But when you listen to divine, though, when you listen to divine, somehow miracles begins to happen. And those miracles you haven't imagined in your wildest dreams that ever that can happen. Somehow you're given a hand, somehow you're given a job, somehow you're given into a place that you can be able to do your missions. Universe somehow gives you the right people, putting you in the right situation and the right circumstances. But this, for some of you, you read about this stuff in the Bible or any other religious books, it's all completely different when you are actually in this kind of a story. then you understand the presence of the divine. I understand where you need to be. Most divine masculines are younger than the divine feminines. I won't agree on this. Maybe that's your case, Doljit. But it's all about a completely different story. It doesn't have nothing to do between divine feminine, divine masculine. You have both inside of you. Let me explain. If you're a female, the male energies inside of you creates the requirements of what kind of male you really need and what you're looking for. How would you know what kind of male you need if you don't have a male energies inside of you? You don't. It's the same thing with the males. The males, they're looking for a female, which is to have that requirements. The only thing it is that changes when you get in awaken in the soul. Then the soul, it's looking for its partner. And the only way to get that partner is through the divine, not you looking around. There was a long quote, I will quote it into it. A man asking God, how will I know if he's her? And God says, look at me and I will show it to you. And when you look at her, you will see me. So that's how that goes. It's not for everybody. It's available for everybody, but not everybody really trusts this part. And the trust within the divine, it's something a lot of the people not doing it because they have their version of what life should be, their own version. A lot of the people just bolt out, moving out, they get off away the journey, they try to find something else, but that's still something incomplete. What's going on now with the chat? Jamas de amor. Love from Andre and Petya Dio. Oh, thank you. Sharona, hi Dio. When the runner is not awake, does it take much longer to them to evolve? Don't pay attention to the runner. Runner running from so many things. The worst part that the runner runs, it's they running from the truth themselves, but also they're running from divine. You can't do anything for it. A lot of the runners, they're turning into this silence, narcissistic people, which is they killing the good in them, and there is nothing you can do about it. This probably has nothing to do with the twin flame because divine sees it, who is the right person. So that's what the situation is. Anna, thank you for your guidance. You're welcome. Leanne Cross, love you. I love you too, baby. Okay. Dio, if me and my twin flame ever in our childhood issue, I heal myself. I heal myself. Is that going to help heal too? The healing happens through communications. And through the communications, you understand both issues. And this is how the one, through his own life experience, can help the others to heal themselves with the both merging of the both life experiences, the both people. This is what union is. Sharing the both experience. That's why sometimes you will see the different experiences is coming, That could be a different religion, different caste, different races, uh, different ages. Doesn't matter. But that's what the final result is killing each other through communication, not through a silence. Silence has not helped nobody. If you're an empathy, can you pick up on your twin energy? The twin energy, it's coming for a specific time, for a specific purpose. It's not a something that you want to have 24/7, because that will affect your personal life all the time. Maybe you need to spend time with kids. Now we have hi Suzanne. Now you have to really pay attention to your kids, not nothing else. When you're with your kids, you gotta leave your twin flame alone so they can be with their kids. Not you can go ahead and it's like, oh, I need you to be with me. You have to be with me all the time. No, this is obsession. What it does is that twin flame connection comes in when it needs to come. The problem is that we have in our brain that we think the twin flame has to be all the time. The twin flame connection has to be on when it needs to be on for its purpose. You can't just go ahead and bother your twin flame when they're at work and you just tell them, text me or talking to me or demanding attention. This is a 3D crap. And you're going to learn when you get with your twin flame how this thing goes on. You have to give the freedom to your twin flame. That's what the love is. It's unconditional love. Like if your twin flame is with her kids, like go take care of them. Go be happy with them. Go be loved with them. They deserve you. They need you. I know that when you're in love, I will feel it too. And then you're going to feel it. Because you have, if you're, let's say, my case, if you're a male, you have that mother's love inside of you. And then you want to understand of a high level of conscious how important is this for the connection. Mitri, Hideo, when the runner understand and accept the love, but not ready to accept the relationship. That's not exception. The difference between accept something, understand and accept the love, but not accepting the relationship, that's me. There is no acceptance. Acceptance begins, I was already said, acceptance begins when the divine is involved. If the divine is not involved, you ain't gonna get to that really acceptance. You will not. Doesn't matter what you're trying to do, what is it really going on. That's why it's not accepted. That's why you have the so-called false twin flames. And a lot of the people are out to the false twin flames instead of let go the whole thing into the universe and keep on evolving to it. See where the universe is taking them. See where the journey is taking into it. See what's going on. Because the journey, the universe, it's taking you to the journey. A lot of the people, they just sit down and waiting for that twin flame. And it's like, yeah, it's going to come in. It's going to come in. It's going to come in. But guess what? Nothing's coming. You feel the energy, oh, they're going to call me. Right. You're waiting a phone call from someone who is dead. A lot of you are like this, but a lot of you don't realize the truth that you have to learn to evolve together with the universe. The universe taking you to the walking journey. Not someone who never call you, or not someone who is in silence, or someone who doesn't even, care about you as a human standpoint. So that's what some of the things are. Let's see, any good questions here now. Did I miss any questions? Does the feeling of finally being home happen in soulmate connection with soulmates and twin flame? The place of home. There is a one quote, kind of like I try to really remember into it. I will give you a book. It's called Illusions. It's by Richard Bach, or Richard Bach, depends how you pronounce it. It's a very tiny book, but inside of it there is probably like a 20 quotes. But one of the quotes states like, throughout your life, home is gonna change, and you're gonna understand your journey. It was something similar like that. The home is gonna change from having a house, kids, cars, person. Is gonna change to home, to be the universe. And that a lot of the people don't realize. I try to tell some of the people where you live, where your home is. You live in some town, in some country, in some continent, in some kind of like planet that circling around the sun, solar system. Now you live in the universe. The final highest level of reality, of understanding it, that you live in the universe. You're part of the universe, not something else. Okay. I'm struggling on this journey. I'm trying to let go. I'm working with my twin, but I haven't spoken in over a year. I feel like I want to reach out, but nothing. How can I achieve the peace? The peace you're gonna achieve if your twin flame doesn't want to talk to you is through one thing. You surrender yourself into the universe and you let it go of what doesn't work. So that's what is more important into. Does the longing ever go away? I'm a good space mostly, but the longing comes at least, if not sooner. What are you longing for? You were longing for something that exists, that is in the past, that it's normal, that's a human thing. But would you longing anymore if it does affect your present life? That is a self-realization that a lot of the people, they don't realize, they don't do. That is something that the people, they don't pay attention. They pay attention to what they want compared to what it needs to be. And there is a difference between what they want and what they need to be. And longing is you hanging out to the things you want to be. And that's a lot of the people, they getting lost in life. It takes them a way too long time to realize this. Maybe by the end of the lifetime. Sarah Michael, can you post info on the book Illusions? I can post it over at Iam Twin Flame, the group, and I can post it on Facebook on my page. You can find it there. Sarah? Jessica Orris. Hi, Jessica. Thank you, dear, for your help. Thank you, Leo, for your help in Ascension journey. It's appreciate your transparency and the way you're breaking down the energy. Many blessings. Thank you. Um, Hi, Donna. You're welcome, Anna. Can you? Hi, Dio. My twin flame cannot accept we are the same sex. She was crying out about this. I trust the divine. Larissa, sometimes some of those connections of the same sex, they're very, very hard. And I think they're very, very hard is because we're looking at of the sex point of view. Because that's how we are created, that's how we are made. But the soul doesn't have sex. And usually those are the couples that in a past life, uh, they probably did something bad between a people that have the same sex relationship. And now they put you on this so you can learn how to this. Karma is a bitch sometimes, most of the time. But sometimes it's very hard when you get into this part. And you got to work it out the issues. Don't do anything. Just trust the divine. You said it, but focus on you to accept more and more the spiritual connection there is. I don't know how you feel after the operation. Um, I had issues for about 4 days, 5 days. I wasn't myself. Narcotic drugs and put me down to sleep and all that stuff wasn't pretty. I was okay. I will say something. Um, Somebody called me. I am the ballerina. That's how I feel like I'm flying. So yeah, my darling, that's what she told me. Haha, you're looking like ballerina. You coming? I was just like, yeah. I know she's laughing right now. Matisse Shui, I've been apart from my twin flame for over 100 days due to COVID. Too, and he's 70. I've waited 8 years for us. You're not, the COVID-19 did a lot of stuff, Zavet, but it's more important that you keeping the connection alive. There is no real separation. Separation is not like, no. It's hard, the physical part, the physical missing. Oh God, that when that begins to kick in. But for the physical part, you have to be ready for it. You have to clear stuff for the physical, and that's something working on now. When we get there, I'll let you know. You were joking the other day when you get to the 5D parts. It's like we were joking. Dio, they're gonna ask you for 5D sex. I'm like, yeah, if we were making a video about a 5D sex, then I have to put my phone away and I gotta get my YouTube closed because they're gonna follow me all the time. So little bit of twin flame fun. You gotta have this. Most of the time we are serious. Can a soulmate trigger awakening or only twin flame? Hi Sharona. Yeah, soulmate can do that. Soulmate can do the awakening, but it's so important the role of the divine, very much. A bunch of messages came in. Hi, Paul. Yeah, you can tell Cecilia that I'm okay. Jenny War Scott, can I Join the group, please. Yes, go ahead. Just mention my name in the video. I'll approve you. Hi, Donna. Dio, it is possible your twin flame to run away from you and to be your twin flame at the same time. Is it possible? There is always a possibility. Maybe it's a temporary run, but it's all about the situations. Because the running part, darling, it's that the runners, they're running from the reality in the universe. And if the divine was present and divine told them, and divine gave them all the love in the universe and all the love part from you, and they're running away from you, what are they running from? First, they're running from themselves. Second of all, they're running from the love inside of it as a soul. Then they're running from you. And at the end of the day, they're going to run all their life. If that's the real twin flame. But since the real twin flame comes in with the divine timing, with the divine attachment, that is the time you can't really run. You can run, but do you really can run away from God, from the soul who whispers stuff inside of you? That part, I haven't seen a runner like this to run away from God. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. But there is some cases where the runner come back in life after 20, 30 years. But really is a really comeback. In some of the cases I see throughout the energy into the vibrations and the soul, I see some couples they getting together after, but there is always issues. There is always something. Won't comment too much on that part because usually the people they don't share this kind of level stuff after union. After union, people don't do things. They focus on the material life, they focus on the material situations. And not really good energy. Yeah, you can tell I can't talk. But the runners are very funny thing. Mostly videos on the twin flame, most informations about the twin flames. It's focused on them, the runners. Not the people who are involved, not the soul evolution, not the universe. It is focused strictly on the runners. Why? Trying to solve the problem what the people are running from. See, the runner it's running for one another main reason is not their way. They want something for you from you, maybe portion of you, maybe certain way of you. They always imagine something else, or they don't want the connection at all. So here how it comes in again, the part of they were really the twin flame. Nobody can tell you who is your twin flame except the divine. When the divine interferes inside of the soul, it makes them miracles, puts everything together, then you know for sure. But the runners sometimes come back. But when they come back, it's really the same situation. I've been talking to some other people who are runners. They reconnect with their twin flame. but 90% of the time, I haven't seen any good results. No. Maybe because it comes into the right time, the right situation has to happen, something had to happen. The universe rearranged the stuff all the time. But the main things that comes in of all this part is once the universe put something together for its purpose, then you will know. And when you know inside of the soul, then the reality of the whole journey begins, it's real. I hope you answered that question. How can I truly know he's my twin flame? When a God tells you so. I know. When a God tells you so. Do you have my twin flame will lose his job, friends, college if he chooses me? Don't know. Maybe he has to lose them in order to get something new. That's the problem with some of the people, that they think they're gonna lose the job, they're gonna lose this, they don't look what they're gonna get. And fear. I sense a lot of fear. His friends are more important to you. His job is more important to you. That's not love. Mm-mm. He's got to work on it. The obsessive thinking really drives you nuts. The obsessive thinking. Obsessive. There is no obsession. Obsession is when you demand. Hey, De La Voz. Obsession is when you are really grabbed to something and you kind of like don't let it go. Obsession, that will be Gollum and the Lord of the Rings. When he gets the ring, he's obsessed with it. The question is are you going to get rid of the obsession? Because the obsession, what end up at the end is Gollum died together with the ring. But what really love is when a Frodo carried that ring with the burden, knowing what that ring does and what it do, and his resilience, even though he fight it all the time, and he has to face his own challenge. Obsession is something like that. But when you're obsessed with the people, when you're obsessed with a person, specifically one person, that obsession has not helped a lot of twin flames. Some of them, they get called to the police. Some ones get restraint orders. Some of them get really, really nasty stuff. Well, that's not love. Love is not that. It's supposed to be like that. So. Where's my chat? Just for saying, Dio, why aren't you replying to me? Just for a sec, write your question again, because throughout the chat I can't see. I see it only on my phone. I only see like 2 messages at a time, and sometimes I cannot see it. If you wrote a question, please write it again, because it's very hard for me through the phone to scroll it. So just here, please write it down. Let's see if I miss any other questions on it. The obsession is part of inner work. It is possible to overcome, yes, when you give freedom of what you're obsessed with. Just let it go. It's something that you're going to learn how to do it with your twin flame. When you're obsessed with them, if they tell you, hey, I'm going to call you in 5 minutes, they don't call you in 2 hours. Then you understand what the beginning is. Then I begin to, all the negative stuff. You let it go. They're going to call you and they're going to call you. Then you will find out that you are obsessed with your twin flame. And when you let them go, you allow them to be who they are supposed to be. And you trust the reality, then the things are completely different. Jasper, Dio, I'm seeing synchronicities like 96, 69, 11, 11. The numbers, oh God, the numbers, they're numbers. They comes in to give you a certain vibrations because the numbers, they have vibrations for it. Just go ahead and where do you live? You probably know just where I live in St. Charles, Illinois, United States. Yeah, I'll hug you too. The numbers, you can go ahead and Google them online. You see like meaning of whatever the number, and you'll find it into, and you will see how the things are. Yes, mist. Seeing divine energy, spirit, and different man. Seeing meaning at work. Sarah, seeing the divine energy, that's the aura. If you are familiar with the Orthodox, the icons, when they posting the stuff that's around them, this is what you see. And some of the people, they can see that. That's their gift. The question is, what do you do when you see it? Do you acknowledge them as a divine being, or you just begin to be attracted to them? A lot of the time this is happening so it can take away of your understanding about people. For example, when a woman is attracted to a man, she sees something in it to it. The time passed by, he does something, she's not attracted anymore, so she changed her attention from him to another one. It's the same thing with the man. The whole lesson of this is, when you see someone, is to see them as a soul. Once you begin to see them as a soul, not as what they present, then the lesson is learned, and these things doesn't happen anymore. We both merit individual will accept the fact, just living in life. Yes, that's good. The only thing it is to accept that the marriage that you have, it's kind of like fake. That's gonna hit you at some point. When you find out that your marriage was fake and it's empty, you understand what I'm talking about. I found twin flame knowledge after a meeting with my twin. I could understand what was happening to me. I walked away from my twin. I wonder if he knows about twin flames. If you wonder, Anna, that's mean you have no connection with him. That's mean he doesn't talk to you in the real life. And you will never know if he doesn't have a basic human 3D phone call, video call, letters, something. That's not love. It's not. You got to understand, love, it's a connection. And the connection is communication. That's all that is. No communication, no connections. So simple. It's We just so obsessed with that. The obsession has stopped, but he has not. I'm a little concerned that I have lost my connection to the whole experience. Do you really lost connection to the whole experience, Cal's belt? Let me tell you something. At some point, you will get off out of the journey. You want to just kind of like drop off. It's kind of like you're in the train and you're like, I don't want more in your train, and you have the rights to do this. And then you stop in the road, you take a break, you take everything, you sit down, you realize things. But what do you realize? That you eventually have to go back in the train again. And that's what it is. There isn't many times that for the past 7 years, I didn't want to know the things I know. There was a time of the things that I don't want to be what I am. There was times that even I abandoned 4,000 people. I just sit down on a Facebook and I abandon everybody. I just get off of everyone because they were obsessed with me. And I was obsessed with the twin flame journey. Then I find out that you have to tell the people what you have to tell them, and you have to allow them to be what they are. They want to connect to you, they will. If you have to connect with them, you will. But that has to have a purpose. You have to have a purpose in this life. Because wasting the time, energy to something that doesn't have purpose, that is a waste life. Completely. That is a waste life. Hi, darling. You often say to let the things to the universe. What do you mean? Hear what I mean. Because I know how the universe works. First of all, to understand what I mean by the universe behind me, on the real physical world, the universe is created by gravitation. All these gravitation fields everywhere in the universe. And when we were running to those gravitation fields, certain things happen. And that's how through those gravitation, we're getting attracted. How you getting attracted to your twin flame? Through the gravitation. How you get to this higher level of love? Through gravitation within the universe first. And that gravitation, it's the force of the universe. And when the things go wrong and the things doesn't go right, the only thing that knows what's the right thing to get it done, who that is? You? Your twin flame? No. It's the universe. Somehow the universe knows how to help these cases. Usually that is the time when I say, if you have this situation, don't think of it at night. Go to sleep. Wake up in the morning. Somehow that issue is gonna come in to you. The universe is gonna help you. The universe is gonna help you out. And a lot of the people, they don't do that. A lot of the people, they don't trust the universe. And trusting the universe is a very big power. Trusting the universe is you to let go of the control button. And if you know what the universe is and how the universe works, Why would you trust somebody else? This comes in and it's explaining to the Bible, would you trust your life into God? How many of the people would trust the life to God? How many of the people they can just let it go, trust, surrender? You need to understand those are the three things in life that you're going to be facing over and over and over again. Doesn't matter what evolution is, until your connection with the universe became crystal clear. For what purpose? For universe purpose, not your own purpose. You live in the universe. It's the same thing, just so you can understand it, guys. Why did the grass exist? The grass has its purpose. The grass purpose is to live, to accept the sunlight, convert it to the oxygen so we can live. That's the purpose. It's the same thing with us. We are here on this earth. We live for the universe purpose, to evolve as a soul. Because when we live, the universe lives too. Same thing like the humans live because of the grass. The question is how much the humans appreciate the grass. That's a different story. So this is what I mean by let go to the universe. You to trust the divine forces. They talk inside of your soul. And anytime when you go left or right, you go a different way, something happens, somebody knock up in your head, and you go back pretty quick. It's like, okay, I learned it. I learned my questions. I hope that answered the question. Oh, you're welcome, Anna. Yes, communication and connection. Tio, I don't think I will tell my twin that I think we are twin flames. Just go ahead and tell him anyway. Just so he can feel good. Donna, don't be ever afraid to say the truth. The worst part in the twin flames is not telling the truth. It's not good for the soul. I mean, period. Period. Just period. Universe loves the truth. The truth of the reality of what it is. You might not realize it how important that is, but without the truth, everything else is just a matrix. It's just a false. It's just something unreal. Because most of the people in the 3D life, like for example, a guy sees someone in the street, she looks nice, she looks beautiful, and what he thinks in himself? Man, if you get this, I know you get that. Maybe she's gonna be a better than my wife. Maybe she's gonna make me happy. Maybe this, maybe that. He goes back home to his wife. How you doing, honey? How was your day go? Oh, I'm okay. I had great stuff. He never, ever spoke about the talk, about the woman that she saw. That's a lie right there. That's the questions right there. And that's how most of the people live. And they continue to live in a life who is false. They keeping up that life. They keeping up the lies every day, over and over and over and over, like a magic circle. And that's why the lies, they don't make you happy. That's why the people are not happy. Compared to the twin flames when they talk, They communicate. They say what it is. They say what's happening. They say what the situation is. When they look at it, they're looking it down. When you understand what's going on, you got that connections and soul, and you share everything that's happening in your inner world, inside of you, inside of your soul, then you understand the relationship. For that, you only live the full life. Hi, Faye Thomas. Hope you will come back to England one day. Maybe I will. Maybe I will come back, Fate. Sometimes I like London, but I really want to go to Ireland someday. We'll see. I need a vacation. How to recognize the divine forces? Where the divine forces are? Divine forces. Those are the start from the beginning. First, let me light up this one because I've been holding it for 1 hour in my head. I have to smoke once in a while. How you know it's the divine? How you know those powers? You gotta know them to trust them, right? So the first thing that begins into it when your life is not happy, you're turning to look inside of you. Why you're not happy? Who is not happy? You make this self evaluation until you evolve. And is my body not happy? No. It's my heart not happy? It's my soul that it's not happy. And when you say your soul, what do? You go to church, you go to a spiritual conference, you go to meditations, you go to yoga, just so you can understand that part of your soul. Once the energy goes up, it doesn't matter to a prayer at church, it doesn't go to a meditation, or you go into a temple, it doesn't matter. It's about you to raise the vibrations inside of the soul. All of a sudden, the miracles happen. You begin to dream, you begin to hear things that you never heard before. Like, to me personally, dear, you're not happy. You're going to have a new life, new wife. And you hear loud and clear inside of you. And you wake up all sweaty. You wake up all this energy that it's so high inside of the soul. And you look at it and staring at the clock, what time it is. And you see 3 o'clock and 33 minutes. On the next night, the same thing. You wake up with that voice in your head that's so loud that wakes you up. Again, you're all, half away asleep, half away awake, all sweaty again, and look at the clock. It's again 3 o'clock and 33 minutes. Then you begin to establish this connection from your soul with the divine. And the divine begins to create the miracles in your life, begins to show you the miracle world, or what we call the 5D. That is the things when a day just happens out of the nowhere for no reason, but they just happen. And you feel the same energy that talk to your new soul, wake you up. It's the same present, that energy, every time when the miracles are happening. And this is how you know it's the divine. Because when the divine connects you with the truth, then the divine creates the miracles somehow, some way, beyond your control. And when you try to resist them, what's happening? The situations in life getting so bad, they put you back where you have to be. And that's how you learn to listen to divine, which that is. And thank you, darling, for the question. That was a very good one. Valerie, do your replacement twin have any similarities to your original twin? Ooh. There is no similarities. The one that's silent, aggravated, angry, they're both young, but it's got no comparison. The one doesn't work, the other works. The term replacement, that comes in of back then in the days when something doesn't work, universe provides something else that works without we understanding what the purpose is all about, without understanding what the situations are. Because whoever we think that our twin flame is we think. There was not the divine involved. Maybe the divine was involved in your awakening, but they continue to journey and to follow it, the universe and the divine, only is in a matter of a time. And if someone doesn't want to be in that journey with you and the universe, they're just not meant to be. And that is the part of the highest understanding, that it's something is not meant to be because of a purpose. If you're there with you, it ain't gonna fulfill your purpose. They're not the right person to walk the road with you. Not everyone will walk the road with you. Why? Because it's not meant to be. And this is why most of the twin flame connections, they have certain path. They only love certain portion of you, but they hate the rest of you. Maybe they only love the way you look at them, and that's it. Maybe they only love the sexual part. Maybe they only love the heart connection. The way, no, it's pretty good to talk. Don't touch me, and don't talk to me about love. But we are good as a friends. See, those are limitations. And those limitations can fulfill the purpose. It's so different when your twin flame, the real twin flame, comes into you. Then the purpose fulfill itself. Then you begin to understand much more higher level of conscious. See, that when the real twin flame comes in, you're gonna receive so many things. First of all, it's the peace of the soul. It's priceless. If that's the pain of the very first awakening that you had to pay to go through all this bad parts and all the bad situations, it's okay. You got into it. But your soul, when it finds its peace, that it's priceless. Because when you find the peace inside of you and your twin flame and the universe peace inside of it, then you will understand that things are much more different than we think and we know about it. The things are completely different. They're not the same. They're not the same. You're talking about between like if you have to, it's this American comparison. The difference is between the donkey and airplane. You can't compare them. They're two different things. And that's why the two different things, they're not the same thing. I hope that answered the question. Why does Kundalini the get simulated when twin flames spend time together? Oh, those are very high energies. Those are very high. I'll tell you, it's crazy. The energy is crazy because it's real. We are not used to the real stuff. We're used to the things that we want to control. And when the real comes in, the energy of being together, oh God, everyone feels it. Why? It's got its purpose to bring you to the reality and not to show you and to show you the real way. Dio, what is your vision about the difference between an earthbound twin to do the journey in your original twin like star of origin? Mm, um, Saruk, one video I want to give it to you. I want you to go ahead and watch it. We just talk about today. I mentioned it. That is going to be, I want to show you the video of the very original movie, The Tinkerbell, when she's born. On that video, actually, it shows up how each one of us come from same origin, but we all have a different talent. Some of us are tinker, some of us are wind fairy, some of us are light fairy. We all have different things. And we kind of like living all together, like they're living as a fairy world. And that's why we have to look at this differences. Because there is no difference. We're all souls. We just have our own purpose. That's what we came for. It's true that all twin flames are good human beings who don't hurt people. Donna, tell you between hurt people and twin flames. See, the twin flames, they operate with all the energies. It's not about hurting people. Ego thinks us hurting people. The soul wants to do the right things. See, when you evolve as a twin flame, you see the hurt and the care. So guess what? When you care for someone, you create a comfort zone for them. Was that good for them? They depend on you. They cannot realize themselves. When you hurt them, guess what? You are going to be in pain, but they are going to evolve. They're going to do the right thing. How the twin flames looks like, it's like, what's the right thing between care and hurt them? I'm just going to tell them what's the right thing for them to do. Because if I create a comfort zone for them, I am not going to help them. If I hurt them, I'm going to hurt myself. I'm going to hurt person. That's not good for me. But what you have to do is you have to understand this situation comes to you to see that both two issues, you to understand what is the right action for your life. I'm here to help you find the right actions for your life. Get off your lazy butt and evolve. But that only happens through communications that the twin flames does. Twin flame, when it talks to people when they have some kind of issue, the twin flame has one very specific thing. Not negative, it's not positive. It is the precise, practical advice to look the both sides of the situation and to create the self-realizations about the reality of the issue and what will happen to the one case, what will happen to the other case, and to get the choice of the right action. That's what the power of the twin flame is. That's the power of the coin. One coin with two faces. They're part of the same thing. And the twin flame is using this to helping people. There, it's much more. I keep losing at what's going on in the chat. Probably I missed some of the questions. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Liana. Do you Yasmin, we have been separated because of religious orders. Let me tell you something. Twin Flame doesn't believe at some point in religion. It's all understand. It's a programming, Yasmin. And if you have a religious issues with your twin flame, you have to understand that it's much more higher. I find some twin flames who are from one religion. They have a dreams for the totally different religion. They understand the other side. Tu and Lin, hi, how are you? My twin flame and I were in separation phase right now after the first date. He ghosted, blocked me. It was a date. It's not your twin flame. I don't think so. You can't just block right away. Twin flames is completely different. So I just don't know if he will reunite in this lifetime or he's ever going to be ready. I see on the internet that a lot of twin flames don't reunite in life. Well, a lot of the people who think they're on twin flames, they're not at twin flames. You need to understand and accept this and look at it deep inside of you. And two, I don't know if the divine timing extend beyond just this lifetime or occurs in a future reincarnation. You can't do everything as a twin flame in one lifetime. That's it's impossible. It doesn't matter how strong you are. You gotta have evolved to a certain point. So just let it go and follow the universe. The most important part in the twin flames is to follow the universe. Follow. And let it go and follow it. It will take you on the most amazing journey because your love story is written by God. Any tips on dating after letting go of the twin flame? I end up crying and missing my twin. Catherine Brun. Hi, how are you? Tips. You haven't let it go of the twin flame. If you have another connection and you cry for him, you haven't let it go of the twin flame. If they don't help you to have a great life, if they don't help you in the purpose of the life, then you haven't let it go. You need to focus on letting go of it. Garji Chadhaf, does being a twin flame mean this is your last lifetime or not? Nope. You always twin flame. You already knew it when you were born. You already know you were different. You already knew that something is make you different than the others. You always were the outsider. Everyone, kids will go play. Teenagers, they're gonna go date and have sex. You not involved on that part. People go to the dance clubs and do all the crazy shit. You're not like that. You always know you were different. So twin flames is a twin flames. It's got a different lifestyle. They focus on what they need to do. Religion and race surface service purpose. Hi Nia. It's not the life. Everything changed. We keep what we want in our own moment. Yes, exactly. Does astrology, the twin flames, have the same identical natal chart? No. No, they're not. But when a day comes in and when a day unite, when the ignition comes in, when a day actually crossing the bridge, if you can catch that moment, that astrology part, that chart now applies for both because they're beginning to be reborn without they physically die. And that's what the relationship will be to that chart, if you're catching the moment, of course. Is 222 sign that you're on the twin flame journey, Jessica Graceful? 222, that's mean that usually has to do with the door is open. It comes in the Bible of the house of David, which is 22:22, that whatever door God opens, nobody closes, and whatever door God the closed door, nobody can open. And that's sometimes the things they're very, very kind of like complicated. But it doesn't mean that you're on a twin flame journey. It means that you're going to have a soul evolution. Catherine Brun, thanks dear guest, I have not let go yet. It takes time. It takes not only a time, Catherine, to let go of whoever you think is your twin flame. There is a huge problem of the let go. That comes in from the mirroring neurons. During the very, yes, Catherine, how to let go. I'm talking about this right now so you can understand of what actually it's the real process. Because see, when other people ask me these questions, I got so much information on this thing. I don't know how I'm going to get it off in this lifetime. To tell you the truth, this part about twin flames, I don't know how I'm going to get it off out of my head. I wish there is a computer where I can plug it in and take all that out of my head. But it doesn't just happen just like a snap and a finger. What happens is when you have ignition with someone, your inside of you in your brain, you have something that something that's called mirroring neurons. I made a video on YouTube. You can go ahead and find it. Throughout the mirroring neurons, we communicate, and information from one person goes to another. And that creates the part of the twin flame because you never had that communication before. It hasn't been activated like this before. And this is why through those mirroring neuron, talking about mirror, you feel the things that they feel through them. But over the time, okay, that connection gets lost. And you continue looking for what it needs to be. Their energy through that connection, their connection that it's inside of you, stays within you. Ain't gonna go away. You copy information from someone inside of you through the mirroring neurons. It's a explain it on that video that firing on this mirroring neuron. It's for one word that I just keep telling pretty much all day: purpose. If that doesn't happen, nothing else would have happened, because everything has its own chain reaction. If I wasn't awakened, I wouldn't come out as a twin flames. If I didn't come out as a twin flames, I would have not made the videos. If I did not make the videos, I wouldn't create the Facebook. If I didn't create these parts on the Facebook, you wouldn't been here. And so on and so on. So everything had its own purpose. We're not going to have this talk if nothing happened. But everything has its purpose. It's a chain reaction of events that the universe leads you into it. Dio, why do the divine masculine chase the divine feminine? The divine parts of masculine and feminine, and I already talked to you about Donna. They both exist inside of you. It's not about the divine feminine chase the divine masculine. It's an old game of the man chasing the woman he loves, or the woman chases the man that she loves, but the man doesn't want it. It's been since the beginning of time. So you're running from love. That's mean that, or you're chasing love. That's mean that the love is not real. You don't have to chase or run from love. Love is gravitation towards each other, not from each other. But when you take time to reflect on you, you begin to have the conscious. You open up the subconscious, which is helps you inside to make the right choices in life. I received extreme heart pain through someone took a dagger and stabbed me several times and put it in my heart. That was early in my twin flame journey. Is this normal? The vegan Virgo. Here, one thing, Zoet, when you feel physical, you feel the physical pains because throughout the vibrations, throughout the mirroring neurons, throughout the rejection, throughout the silence, throughout the ignorance. And those are negative energies that you open yourself for love. You're basically with no any prejudgments. You're just thinking about the love, while the other person doesn't have nothing to do with you. And they're basically trying to get you off them. And you comes with more love, and they continue rejecting you. They continue silence you. They continue this. And that energy, when it becomes emotion, it's got effects into the physical body. And sooner or later, some of you will have issues with that. But when you fix the emotional problem, you will fix the energy problem, and then the pain's going to be gone. Hopefully. Please explain about the numbers. Sharonda Rogers, I don't have to explain about the numbers. You can go ahead and Google the numbers. There is, you can go to my Facebook. I think so, like day or two, I posted like a cheat sheet about the numbers. You can see it there. But main advice I give you, just go ahead and Google the numbers. I don't want to kind of like get into those numbers too much. You have so many different numbers, which is I can't do this right now. Wazer on YouTube. Ideo, this is Damia. I wanted to know. I had a Kundalini awakening. I was greatest. It was the craziest thing in a long ago time. At random times, I felt my body burning like a burns under the skin. Why did this happen? That is because you begin to have a soul vibrations. The soul vibrations, they create this energy that comes out of your body. Since you never had it before, you resist it. If you are angry, you're going to create heat. But if you kind of like allow those vibrations that comes out of you, they're generated by the body. And that's why it's the purpose of the Kundalini. So your soul to send information to the body, and the body to create the gravitational field, the gravitational energy. I hope that's the answer to your question. I also felt my third eye opening. Yes, the third eye, it's the inner intuition. You have to listen to it. I haven't more than 60 days without talking and without knowing about him. I think about him every day. Nothing. I made a worked wounds from abandonment. Abandonment, it's something like very hard to be understandable. Abandonment is actually a point of where you to begin to understand that you have to rely on yourself. When you rely on yourself, you don't abandon yourself. People abandon you. But there is no abandonment after that when you learned into it. Leon Cross, hey darling, could you explain what does it mean to miss your twin? Because many people talk about that. What does this actually mean? Oh, missing your twin, fly, mom, missing your twin. There is a lot of missing on each part of awakening. Missing on the very early stage on a twin flame, you're missing the energy exchange first. You're missing this imaginations of love that you have inside of you. You're missing this inner talks. You're missing this part of exchanging, like when you have the eye contact. You're missing this new love in there. But all the things, all the triggers are begun on the very first stage. And if you come to the runner, chaser, and all that garbage, it's not the love. You will understand later on down the road. Missing your twin is a lot of the people, even there as a twin flame on that very early stage, your twin can be next to you, but you feel it like they're light years away on an Andromeda galaxy. They're not next to you. And that's how we have this part of your twin flame. Missing also begins down the road when you evolve of what could have been. You still have this missing issues of what could have happened? What would a life would have been? And when you're telling this yourself, what could have been, you go back to the reality and you understand, but you never been. It was only an illusion. It was only I wanted to experience this love. And the missing part that at the end it's gonna be as a missing when you evolve, it's gonna be the inner peace and the soul. You can feel like they go into sleep, but inside of you, they don't sleep. Inside of you, they're hugged next to you, and you begin to missing them. But not missing them there with you. That is a little different missing. Another part of the missing of the twin flame is that pure, raw energy of the awakening of the twin flames that shakes everything inside of you. When you evolve, you still have memories for the raw energy, but guess what? You don't have it anymore. But you don't realize that you learned to live those vibrations. And now, for some who experience this raw energy, they think that you have like woo energy. No, you just accept it and you evolve it down. You learn it to live with it. Now you're mastering this soul vibrations. Now you understand it, these vibrations. You're gonna missing this raw energy right at the beginning. Like you're always gonna be obsessed sometimes with the raw energy. But that's what the missing is. But missing the twin flame in reality inside of you, when that happens, that it's usually comes in when you're down because you're depending on them. You're not gonna miss your twin flame if you always talk with them. You always tell them what the things are, the situations are. I wish that a lot of the people who are actually twin flames, they really talk and communicate. They don't. And a lot of the people who thinks that they missing their twin flame, they don't missing that twin flame. They missing some part of them, some exchange. Because if the love was real, there's not gonna be missing. Yeah, I miss mine sometimes when we stop talking or we start for a minute, like before close the phone or anything like this begins to this part of missing. When it physically separated or kind of like goes away, sometimes that missing part of vibrations next to each other kind of like goes away, then you begin to have this crazy missing mysterious force that was very weird to me to experience it at the very first time. I was very, I'm talking about as evolve. I'm talking about this first one. I'm talking about now in the present, what happened last Christmas. So when she left, there was this missing part. Like when she left, like everything inside of me was like, what the hell? Like part of me went with her. I miss part of me. It was very weird until I understood that she and I, we were the same thing. We don't want to commit to that part. Universe telling you, but you don't want to commit. Then things happen, and you don't commit again. Then the next day, it doesn't matter. It happens the same thing. It was about 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to grab my phone. I was like, I know you're not sleeping now. You're awake. You're thinking about me. But guess what? I grabbed the phone. She's like, you're not awake. I'm thinking about you. That's what that is. But that missing part, you will understand. That it's the real missing of your twin. When kind of like when you belong together, you belong for each other, when that physical separation comes in, this missing, it's something more deep, something more profound. Is very beautiful in a way, but in a way it's not. Because when you found that missing part, the love from the universe walks inside of you, and the love between it's increased at the same time. That's the time of the divine timing when the divine interfere. Hope that answered the question. Okay. Did I miss any other questions? Uh, um, Scrolling right here, trying to figure out some questions. What I find interesting is that the last year and this year, I got reminded of my twin through these numbers and the days. There is going to be there's going to be always a stuff that's going to remind you about it. The question is how you react. Shapiro, he went to installation with quarantine and told me not to worry on your attachment for a while, but over the days he deleted me from his social network. He hurts so much. We had plans to work together. What do you mean about if somebody deletes you or something? We're in a lot of retrograde season, so gotta be very careful. I suggested this a long time ago. Don't block your twin flame. You're gonna pay your price later. I don't know. I just want to say thank you today being a part of this discussion, asking a question, provide me relief what I needed. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Anna. Um, uh, Home with J1. Why is your twin never aware of the connection, even if you tell them about it? It's not about never. The connection cannot be shut off because it's God's connection. The false connection, it shuts off. It's not about never. Um, do you have any reference for angels on this energy, Sarah Michael? We have kind of like angelic energies inside of us. We have the forgiveness, we have the compassion for people. We have this angelic love for others. We care for this world. But there is a common point of we're not an angels. If you have to describe for the things, we have access to their energy. We have the access to their healing abilities. Some of us, we have access to the knowledge. But that comes into the part of what the angels does. See, the angel is trusting God, God's love, the universe love. It helps him. But what we have, most of the time, we don't trust that love. We can't just look into it. We are always seeking out source energy to comes in help us. Compared to look at it inside of us through the soul and make a really connecting to the source. That's what the angels, they also always do. So, and the angelic part, there is angelic energies inside of us, but just what we need as angelic energies, angelic knowledge inside of us. Other than that, that's all pretty much I can tell you about this for right now. Otherwise, you gotta talk here for hours. The twin denying the connection in a way, running away and denying the truth. Why you focus on him, what he does? Don't focus on your twin. I told that a long time ago. Focus on your twin. Doesn't helps you to evolve. It won't. You're going to be chain yourself to a tree and you wanted to walk in the journey as a twin flame, but you're not moving forward. That's what it means. You focus on them, your twin. Riley, I'm talking about you. The twin denying the connection. What are they denying? They're denying the reality, not you. Don't take it personally. One quick tip. It's called Q-tip. Q-tip. Quit taking it personally. That's our issue. That's what a lot of the people we have this situation. Hi, Faye Thomas. You're my TF, and I have been in separation for over 10 years. His whole life turned upside down after we established our relationship. Channel went down the drain. His family disintegrated. Well, you don't following the things. Things happen. You're not responsible for the actions of your twin. You're not responsible for someone who's not relying in the truth. But into the real twin flame, the way the reactions between the real twin flame, it's totally different. When you get into the real twin flame journey, okay, the miracles, they begin one after another. And that's going to be the sign that tells you that you're in the right place. And your soul will feel in peace. If the things go wrong, you may be not in the right, you're just learning what that twin flame is. There is no words how can I explain this. I cannot explain the miracles that happen after the new year. You can't just explain. There is no reason of explanation. If we can go ahead and tell them what actually happened ever since the last Christmas with the lives between me and her, and what the miracles happened and what the miracles got performed, they're going to tell us we are crazy. We told them lies. It's unimaginable. But it's the reality is reality. How can it? I have no words. I have no words. I've seen more miracles in the past 4, 5, 6, 7 months than my whole life. I have no explanations on this. The divine intervention between the connection that's right now, the divine intervention of how orchestrated the whole thing, the divine intervention of amount of inner work, the divine intervention to fix the family life, the divine intervention of understanding what really family is, the divine intervention of organizing the material 3D world stuff that happened in the past 6 months. I have no words. I don't know how I'm going to put it in this into your videos. I have no words how I'm going to explain this to your people. This is like you trying to tell a miracles performed to God, from God. I got no idea. I have no idea. I'm just totally, honestly telling you the truth. It's hard to put into it. Could you tell me why I feel the night strong in my twin flame? 5D making love and I'm going insane. Daria, maybe that's your desires. The 5D, it's when you have it, you have it. And if you talk to each other, you find it the same thing happen to the both of you. Okay? You got no connection, you don't know if that happened to him. You're going insane, maybe obsession can drive you insane. Because some of the people, they think they're in the 5D. 5D, it's completely miracles. It's a miracle world. 5D is a miracle world. You need to understand 3D is a material world, 4D, which is most of the people who think they're in a 5D, they're actually living in the 4D. That is the magical world. They want to stay where the magic is. The magic happens. I feel this. I feel the duality. I feel the control. I can control the magic. You control nothing. You control nothing. 5D, it's the miracle world. That's when the miracles materialize themselves. Most of the people, they're not in the 5D. They are in the 4D. But as a human understanding, we represent the magic as a 5D. Well, magic, it's magic. There is a black magic, there is a white magic. It's still a magic. Interference. That has nothing to do with the divine. You will understand this over the time. As you will understand things like you will. Did I miss any question from someone? Yes, the open a church. Probably will happen someday. We'll see. The world is going to a mass awakening. It is been going to a hard awakening. Raj, I had to let him go with love and trust the universe. I feel realist. Rachel, great job. That part of letting go of what doesn't work, you allows to get the energy of into the universe, what works. And that's what is this part about. Can you speak to angels and demons and how when twin flame merge, evokes Satan? I think Kara Filari. Hi Kara. Hence destruction. Can you speak to angels and demons and how when a twins merge it wakes up Satan, and I think it happens for us, hence destruction. Let me tell you something about all this. Angels, Satan, all that stuff inside. The beginning of time, or the creating of the universe. And go back into it when God created all living things. Also, God created the heavens, all the angels, archangels. Don't you think that when a God created Satan, he knew what he's going to become? Those are the questions, that a lot of the spirituality, a lot of the people, they don't realize of it. What happening is to it that there is a difference between the word Satan or Satana, where people understand a part of that word and what they are attaching into it. That word first comes in from Samael, angel Samael. That happened when Samuel fell in love with Lilith. That's what the Satana is. If you looking at about Satana's Lucifer was a rebel against God, that he can create a better world than God. And God told him, well, go down to earth, see if you can make a better world. Well, we look at ourselves, it's not in a better world yet. So only the people who look up to a God, they can see this. Can you talk to the dark side and the light side as the twin flames? Yes, you can talk to both sides. Because you as a twin flames, you can bring the balance. That's your gift from God. You see the balance. You can solve conflicts. You can solve issues. You can create something from nothing. That it's your part of you as a twin flame. He can solve conflicts. Doesn't matter what they are. Hopefully that answers your question. Dio, do you still see your twin flame in your dream state? Valerie, I see that some other people asking the same question. Refer to what it is. The girl that wakes me up earlier and 7 years never talked to. If you're talking about her, sometimes I very glimpsy stuff because of things that haven't been solved. But for my real twin flame now, I don't dream with her. We dream together. I'll explain. Sometimes we are going into bed, wake up at the same time, we begin to talk. We've been dreaming about same issue. There is no explanations about this. That's how it goes. Anyone questions that I miss? Can dark energy become twin flames? What you focus, that's what grows. So if the twin flames are looking into the dark energy or the 3D, Jessica Griswold, I'm reading right now. This is what happens in the twin flames spirituality. If you focus in to the 3D and the issues with the others they creating for you and the situations they bringing, and they bring you in situations that you should not be there in the first place. Let's say like somebody comes in and picture this work. Okay, two people have a conflict, they cannot solve the issue. All of a sudden they're creating the issue to you because they cannot solve it. They bring you to solve it when the issue is between them two. Why do you have to? Why this issue has to become your issue? It's not. It's between them two. When a two coworkers or two people, they have to do their inner work. They have to learn how to work together. That's what they get paid for it. They bring you in the situation like one or the other is going to say, well, it's Dio's fault. Here you go. Dio goes into the situation when Dio's got nothing to do with it. But that's life. And when this dark energy is kind of like getting into you, or you go ahead and espouse, probably sense all the negative energy, or relatives, anyone that thinks negative energies about you will hit you. Like it or not, it's an energy that it's focused towards you. How you respond to that energy, that is the question. You can feel a dark energy from others towards you. Or when you tell them, I don't need those dark energies because this is not my situation. You have really not solved your problem. And you send negative energy towards me without you understand what's going on. Take your energy back. Go back over there. Lorna Barnes, your information is so powerful. Thank you, Lorna. Let's see. Any other questions? It's so hard when you talk and it's so much chat going on. And yes, Dio, what about your first twin? Sophie 777. Tell you the truth, there is nothing, absolutely nothing. It's just a memory. It's just memory. Sad memory, but there is nothing purposefully of this. Maybe the purpose was me to be awakened and help all the people so I can get what I need to be. He helped me with a lot of issues. He showed me the light. He showed me the energies. But it's been 7 years. No phone call. No letters. No energies. There is nothing there. When you evolve over the time, you will understand that some of your relationships, they're gonna be like empty rooms at some point. They're gonna be black and white. They won't have no life in them. There is no life in them, for whatever reason, whatever it happens. Because if I was in a relationship with her, what it could have been? It wouldn't have been what it is right now. You won't be here, probably. I won't be where the universe wanted to be. So that's what that is. Is it true that your TF is yourself? I don't have to be in union. Vada, let me tell you something about this. Imagine like this. You're walking on a journey of understanding a relationship and you're walking by yourself. So instead of having a 2 legs, you have a 1 leg and you want to just hop around. How far would you go? You will understand things, but it won't be very, very hard to understand things. Now picture that your twin flame, same like you. You also hop on 1 leg. But all of a sudden you hug each other. When the one makes move, then the other makes move, the one makes move, and you work in a synchronization. Then you learn how to walk into the journey together and how more complete that is. Because most of the people walk in life of this journey without this magical union. Yeah, you can go on your journey on your own. Tesla did it. Where did he succeed? He created a bunch of stuff that most of it we don't know. Most of us don't understand. What was that purpose? Was he happy in life? Maybe. So this is one of the things that you need to understand. Some of the portions of who we think is right, we don't know what the purpose is. Everyone and everything's got its purpose. So is the union. The value of the union of the twin flames, the value of the coin that has 2 faces and understands the both problems of the issue, that value, it's priceless. It's priceless as the twin flames. All right, guys. Yeah, it's hard. Why are people telling first twin flames are multiple ones? Hi, Moon. Theo, if you were given another chance with your first twin flame, would you do it differently? I've been asked that questions before. I will reject her. I want to. Well, I will talk to her but I will talk to her as a soul. I won't choose her. That's it's not coming from my ego. That's coming from the understanding that it wasn't real. Um, Maybe if you got a chance to talk to her, that's gonna help me to release all the guilt and all the bullshit stuff that everyone did around her, with me, and everything else. Um, but I don't think so. There will be a second chance or second things or second situations on it. Uh, I know where I need to be. I know what my purpose is. I know with who. You can't change this. Some point, how to explain when you know the things, when you know your purpose, and when your soul find its peace, then this is like an ex-husband or ex-wife. That's how my second chance will be. If my ex comes in and tells me, dear, would you marry me again? Would you give me another chance? But in a soul level, you won't. You won't. It's just, it's not there. It's not there. It's, um, you look at it into that situation, you look at it in that part, and you find it shallow, like in a ping pong, you know? You see something, but inside it's shallow. There's nothing in there. It's empty. Like empty, like nothing. I mean, that's what that is. Why are people telling first twin flames are multiple ones? A lot of the people we're talking about multiple twin flames is because of, we think, when you're on a journey looking for your twin flame, because a lot of the people they're in a hunt for their twin flame. Oh, here's my twin flame. Oh, she's my twin flame. Oh, here's my twin flame. Oh, she's my twin flame. Oh, and they have this multiple stuff. And then when the divine comes in and the divine interfere and the divine puts you with that person, especially when a divine performs the miracles like locks you in a space and time, physically locks you in a space and then locks you in time, just so you can get the message, then you will understand what I'm talking about. This is the miracles that are divine miracles. Some of them I don't have my explanations yet. But yes, you were we. Um, okay. Is there any other questions of it? Because I'm kind of like a little bit of getting tired, guys. Um, so I'm having like another maybe like 20 minutes or so. Any questions that hasn't been asked yet? I want to see. Did I skip any of your questions? trying to find. Ranch. The question is sexually different. Uh, uh, it's different sexually. Can you explain more about it? Cannot explain more about it because that part, as you know, very early on a stage, I made a videos about this. People are focused on the sexual part, but you need to understand when you awake as a twin flame, the sex is the last thing you're gonna be working on. It's the last. That physical unification will be the very last thing. If you have a premature sexual stuff, probably they're not gonna work. Throughout the experience with quite a few people who ask me the same questions, why did not work the very first time? I asked them. A lot of the people are demisexual, which is they need a strong um, connections on it. They need a soul energy or soul connections in order the sex to happen. Some of them are asexual, which is they have to, what turns them on, that is a honest spiritual conversation, not the touch, the kiss, or anything else. So there is a lot of the things about the sexual stuff that we think, because the sexual it's primary for the 3D existence, and we told that programmed that the 3D, the sex is most important. Well, you can have a great sex, but don't have a great life, and your soul's not gonna feel good. And 10, you'll figure out that the sex it's meaningless when it doesn't have the fulfillment of the soul. And when those things happen, so I will inform you and I will tell you how the things actually are when the time comes in. Now we're too far away from each other. Dio, can tarot card show if it's your twin flame? Valerie, only God can show you your twin flame. Not tarot cards, no astrology readings, not a psychic reading. Mm. I know there is some people in the twin flame. You're welcome, Rach. I know that there is some people out there that they creating this twin flame. We can tell you who is your twin flame. We can help you. They create the multi-level marketing crap and all that stuff. People make money out of everything. How is your soul at night, though? Is it sleeps well? That is the questions on it. When you put your head in the pillow, have you been honest to yourself? Have you been honest to your twin flame? Are you honest to be a husband, wife, kids? One of the first things that I did is to tell my ex-wife about my awakening, but also to my kids. That was the first time I slept in peace. And there is a man that thinks about a twin flame community, and I'm right. I can't be a policeman. I can't just go ahead and tell them, you guys fuck it up, you guys play with this. That's not my job. Your soul. That's the job of your soul. Your soul to find the truth and the reality. Not me. I'm just sharing my experience. And I can kind of like explain you more, um, make you see the truth. Yeah, the naked truth, right? That's right. But how many of the people can have the naked talk as a soul? Not many of it. Not many of it. Not many will have this. So since there is no more questions out of it, let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and close this. For it, I'm just gonna give you a little nuggets. If you are on the twin flame journey, most of it is trust the journey. Trust in yourself, trust in the soul, trust in the connection. Most of it, trust in the love inside of you. Don't go out and do things that needed to be done. Don't go out and get things on your own way. Follow the lead, but who's leading you? It's the universe. Because when the things go wrong, you're gonna be asking you, what is that I did wrong? They go wrong because you're not in your way, you're not in your destiny, you're not standing on your positions. Thank you, everybody. And you have to learn that love, reality, honesty, and soul will help you to get to the place you're meant to be. And as a twin flame, that is your destiny. The rest of it, you can't control. You can't control what's going to happen to everyone around you. That's not your job. It's not your job to go ahead and wake them up. It's not your job to go ahead and lead. That's not your purpose. You're not a religion. You're a soul. You're not out there to go ahead and programming other people how to live. You're out here in the art. You came in as a twin flame to be an example of what the people has to look, who they have to look to it. They have to look into themselves. Because the soul has direct link to God, to the creator, to the universe. Because some of the people that are out there in the world and talking about religions, have a religion solved any problem? All created separation. Throughout the religions, each religion tried to wipe the other religion. Where is the love? All the religions talking about love. Where is the love? Where is the appreciation? It's not there, right? So you as a twin flame have a very rough time in life to comprehend all this. But all you have to do is one thing, be love. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. I have to see how to stop this right here.